Yo 4Ks, this is the 142 of me playing chess every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have the game, we have the white pieces, let's play pawn to e4. E5, knight f3 of course, attacking the pawn. How will you defend it? You won't, you play knight f6, okay. He offered me a draw, really? What? Crazy. No, I don't accept a draw, what is wrong with you? I mean, what is he doing? He's just offering me a draw. Knight if no, I will disable the draw offers. What is he doing? Knight takes on e4, simply d4 now. Let's see. d5, bishop d3 is the main move. Or yes, this is the main line, yeah. Bishop d6, castles, castles, and c4, I believe. I think c4 actually. All I feel like c4 is the way to play this. c6, this is the Stoughton variation, I believe. But how to play it? I think knight c6 is actually the main line. I believe that. Knight. I'm not sure. Knight c3 is the main move, I believe. Bishop f5 and queen c2. No, I think I actually take. No, I don't take. What am I doing? Queen c2 perhaps. And if takes, I take here, I believe. Rook e8. I could play rook e1 now. Just building the tension. I mean, that's the idea. Knight c3, of course, is met with rook takes on e8. Firstly, well, maybe not. Maybe just take here firstly. Not sure. Knight takes on c3. I could even take with the b pawn back. And I get these strong pieces in the center. We will see. Why is my opponent not moving? What is he doing? He's spending a lot of time here, which is slightly strange actually. But yes, maybe my idea is to break open the queen side as well with some attacks. It's not really like a minority attack, but okay. Also, I believe I'm taking a pawn here, and maybe this actually works because now the knight is hanging. After knight takes, queen takes, I can probably, yes, he takes on c3, which is okay. I guess. Takes here. You probably, if you take here, I take back. Knight e2, I take. I mean, taking here doesn't help me because he has knight e2 then. And knight f4, so feels like this is the best move. Rook e1, knight e1, queen h4, g3. Yes. Bishop takes on f5. I'm threatening the knight. Okay, now I take, of course, only legal move in the position. Now I'm threatening to take on its own. I'm threatening to take the knight. Yeah, but now I can take, right? Oh, but he has queen h4. God damn it. I missed that. Oh, but then I can go check. Yes, queen. Yes, he takes, but now I simply take. I'm up a pawn. Feels like should be winning. I mean, I just won a free pawn. What is he doing? Knight d3, knight e5 coming. I think I'm better. I think I'm winning, but it's hard to win this endgame. But I think I'm. I mean, maybe there is b3, bishop b2 as an idea to develop the bishop, or just simply bishop f4. I mean, my knight will get to d3. This is one way or the other. This is very okay. Outpost, not really, but f6, yes, kind of weakens the diagonal, so that would be pretty great to achieve. 93, 95, and then bishop f4. Maybe at some point even threatening knight takes on f7 with some checks. That might even work like right away. By the way, like if I get the knight, yeah, but the knight will be somewhere else. So knight d7, knight d3, knight f6. I go maybe queen h4. With bishop g5, of course, as an idea. And if we get into this end game, well, then I can even trade the rooks and I'm just winning because these pawns are just weak. I will create an outside passed pawn with some of these ideas, and maybe not an outside pass pawn, but definitely a pass pawn, which is just great. Queen h4, of course, I take the queen. What is my opponent thinking about? I'm not sure, but I will cut the video until he moves. So he still didn't make a move, so now he will just flag and lose the game on time. Um, yes, so now I win. We are better, of course. This is a winning position for white, apparently. But yeah, it's just not the way I wanted to win today's game. Anyway, here is the today's game review of the game. Of course, I played very accurately with 99.3% accuracy. I made only one not top engine move. I mean, that move was still an excellent move. But yes, my opponent made a mistake and then he apparently left the game. So let's see. It was e4, e5, knight f3, and knight f6. The Petrov's defense, excuse me. And after takes, of course, you don't take here immediately because after queen e2, you just lose a queen. Not just like that, but okay. D6, knight f3, and now and only now you take on d on e4. After d4, d5. I don't. Is this actually the main move? Yes, d5 is the main line. I'm not sure why in my mind bishop e7 and then d5 is the main line, but okay, of course d5 is the main move. And now bishop d3 and bishop d6. This is still very known theory. After castles, I think rook e1 here actually is the main move. No, it's actually c4. Okay, so I remembered my prep correctly. And after c6, what do? You play knight c3, which I did. This is still theory. Now I don't remember bishop f5 as being the best move. No, bishop f5 is already bad move. You should take knight actually, and after takes, b takes on c3. You have to take on c4 and play bishop f5. And this is actually a pretty. It's not drawish position, not at all. I have these two pawns that are slightly weak, but I have long diagonals for my bishop if I can do something on the king side. But yes, the position is roughly equal. So, my opponent played bishop f5, which only has like 14 games in the database. And I played the most common move, which was queen c2. And this is the main move. I mean the best move. I'm pressuring the knight on e4, and you have to defend it. If you take on c3 right away, you lose after bishop takes on f5. You have to go back, and I can simply win a pawn like this, and this is winning. If you play rook e8, then I play rook to e1, and after knight takes on c3, I can take on f5. This was the only not best move in the game, which is quite weird actually. Rook takes on e8 is better, which I cannot quite explain. After queen takes, bishop takes on f5, I thought he had knight to e2, king f1. Oh, but he still loses a pawn after g6. What happens? Oh, just rook e1 and I can sack something, right? Queen d7, I can take. And if you take, you lose. Because I get in with this check. Knight a6 and I go. Knight g5 with knight f7 mate. Queen g7, I still go knight. No, I still go queen h5, king g8, and rook e6, just trying to win the game, and I simply win the game now. So he took on c3. Bishop takes on f5 is the second best move, but okay, after rook takes on e1, I don't have any other move but to recapture, of course. And now knight e4, and I just take. I was slightly worried about queen here, but that's not mate, and I can even take here. It's still, of course, completely winning. I'm up a pawn. Maybe not as completely winning as before. Now there are only 3 on 2. And the central pawns on and the pawns on the queens that are still the same. So maybe that wouldn't be the best. But apparently you can just take here and there is no mate, which is quite logical. I mean, I'm just winning everything. Um, as queen h1, just king e2, of course, only move. And if you try to give me check, I simply go bishop f3, and there are no more checks. If you go here, I take your queen. And if you go simply here, I can just trade and then take and win the game. I'm up like, what am I up? I'm up a piece and a pawn, so this should be enough to win. But after he took, of course, he played knight to e4. I simply took, and I took with the queen, and he didn't really resign. He he ran out of time, which is actually, I think, uh, strictly forbidden with the chess.com rules. You cannot just let your time run out. I mean, if you're playing like a 30-minute game, I won't be here sitting for the next 30 minutes, which is very logical. But okay, we get the win. The I played perfectly, pretty much okay, except for taking on f5. This was probably every move was the best. So I'm pretty happy with the game. I played well, but of course not the way you want to win the games. But yes, we have our highest rapid rating ever, 2158. I hope you didn't um, left the video because there was nothing really going on. But as I mentioned, I will cut where he left the game. I will cut it out of the video. So I guess today's will be a slightly shorter episode. But I was here sitting for like 10 minutes, so no blame on me. And yes, if you have any questions about the game or anything else, please feel free to write it down in the comments below. I will be reading and answering all of your comments. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me out. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.